All right. Hello, Professor. This is Will Langston. Just doing my 2-minute video to discuss what I learned during my qualitative interview. I interviewed Jennifer Barley Dunning. She goes by JJ. She's sort of a public relations individual at the Cheyenne Regional Medical Center here in Cheyenne. And I had the pleasure of talking to her on Friday. Um, so after going through some of these Likert scale questions, most of her questions were answered in a positive manner. She discussed with me her director was somebody that she really looked up to in her field of work. And so she talked with me about her. Didn't disclose her name for probably obvious reasons, probably HIPAA laws. But regardless, most of the questions out of I believe there are 97 of these Likert scale questions. So about 61% of those questions were answered of the 5 out of the 4 scales. So answered as strongly agree or always, which kind of tends to mean that she has sort of a great relationship with her superior. With all of these questions about sort of the things that her superior exhibits, it seems to mostly be positive. And also coming in second was her 4 answers, which is right there before 5 as always or strongly agree. And that was 24% of her questions were answered for. The least number of the questions that she answered was the number 2. She never even selected never. And I think that tends to, again, make me believe that she has a great relationship with this director and really looks up to her as a leader in her field. Some of the questions she did answer as number 2 were these. There were 2 questions that were exactly the same in this. Questioned assumptions underlying how the group worked. I think that question may have just been worded strangely. She wasn't really, confident on how to answer that. So she selected a 2 for both of those questions. She selected 2 for also readily revealing personal opinions. So she does not believe that her superior readily reveals her or their personal opinions during the workplace, which I think could tend to mean that that's a positive thing as well. And then lastly, she just doesn't believe. The last question that she answered as number 2 was since starting this job, her personal values and those of her superiors have become more similar. She doesn't believe that they became more similar. I believe she had said that they were sort of already aligned as they, had worked together in the past. So as you can see, this is my Excel sheet laid out. And I did just want to pull this one slide up really quickly to just show some of her answers, saying that her director is a very good leader, tends to be inclusive, very, allows people to contribute well, works well in her environment. And again, just to kind of sum this all up, she says that her labor is very, very valued by her superior. She's again media relations, and then her other title is a copy editor, and she has a bachelor's degree. She's 41 years old, and she has a household income of $80,000. So I learned a lot. I think she does again have a great relationship with her superior, and kind of just learned that through this kind of Likert scale, most of her answers were that of a positive nature. So definitely a great experience.